Okay, so moving on with our lightning talk speakers. The next speaker is a fellow Canadian. My fun fact I'd share with anyone that I possibly can, but Mira once competed for Canada in the Olympics as a figure skater. So I'll welcome her up now. Come on up.
Thanks, Mike. Although I also have not run a marathon. I also know a fun fact about Mike, that his cousin is also an Olympian, right? Yeah, in gymnastics, which is very impressive. All right, so hi, I'm Mira. I'm a senior staff software developer at Google and a manager. And today I'm here to talk to you about solutions for real-world grounding for media generation. So today, our earlier speakers all talked to you about, some of us have talked to you about grounding code, grounding text, grounding places. So now we're going to talk about media. So how many of you have generated stuff with, like, images, video with AI? Oh, great. Awesome. That's awesome to see. How many of you have tried doing that for a real world location? Okay, awesome. Any findings you want to share? Did it look accurate? Not accurate at all. Okay, good. That's one problem. Okay, it looked weird. Any other problems? Okay, so today we're going to talk about how we're going to talk about how we're going to try to solve it. So here are some challenges today. In addition to hallucination, so for those who aren't familiar, hallucination is where the AI returns a result based on its training data, but it's not necessarily what you wanted to get back. Maybe it deviates, so it's not really ground truth. So sometimes the AI hallucinates. Before AI, creative production is time consuming and expensive. So if you're getting back images of a real world location that aren't really of that location, that means you have to go pick up a wide angle lens, go on site, shoot, hire personnel. It's really expensive. And then there's also personalization. So today, we don't really have a mechanism to create lots of different versions of the same content based on a given location. So imagine if you have a lot of customers or end users who are viewing your content, it'd be great to hyper-personalize to where they are, as opposed to like one generic thing for everyone. So let's take as an example the office we're in, and this was created using the Ubi Labs demo that Martin talked to you about earlier today. So I wanted to create this comic style image of this office, and this is what I got back without grounding. Does it look anything like the office? No, right? And this is a street view image of the front door of the office, and with this it looks a lot, well, granted there is no Google in the comic strip, so in some cases, but this looks a lot more like the real thing. So with grounding, we address hallucination by giving it a street view image or image of a real world place. And then based on this, we can also feed that into let's say a video model and create something like this. So which brings us to our next point, cost. Now you can shoot any content anywhere in the world without ever leaving the comfort of your laptop. And you can imagine what implications this might have for companies like advertising, real estate, content creators. Now, like, literally the world is your canvas. And hyper-personalization. So this is a mock-up I made of an ad. Say I want to buy a new car, but I care about what it looks like when I take it to work or when it's in front of where I live. Now you can actually see that, or as a car company or the car dealership, with the user's permission, I could give you a hyper-personalized, hyper-tailored ad just for you for very, very cheap. And I don't have to like go and shoot an ad on for every single user. You could imagine how that might be extremely cost prohibitive. So today, Maps imagery grounding is available in Gemini Enterprise under private preview. This QR code takes you to a form to please leave your feedback, and so that we can build with you and hopefully open up access to more folks. Give you folks a moment to get that. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Next slide. We are also driving the geo-grounding capabilities in Genie. So Genie launched with this capability at I/O just a few weeks ago. It's available publicly to all Ultra subscribers. So with this, you can create a virtual world that you can walk through based on a real world location. So here you're seeing the movement of the scuba divers. You're actually controlling this with your keyboard. You can't really dive underwater in the real world. So the next best thing is to do it in Genie. So how it works is today you can give it a user prompt where you say, give me giant rubber ducks walking down the Golden Gate Bridge. We look at your prompt, extract the location, reverse geocode, we geocode it, and then find the best street view image that matches that location. So we get a bunch of candid images, use some heuristics based on where it's located, and some smarts around relevance. And then we give you a image that's generated using this Street View image with some citations back to the original Street View link, so you can see it on maps.google.com. In Genie, the user prompt part is replaced by a image picker, so you can actually choose the exact image and frame your shot. So here's some use cases for travel. You can enhance user engagement by putting them right where the location is, and you can use animation and effects to bring some scenes to life, giving them more of an experience. You can generate hyper-personalized itinerary videos. In the case of real estate, staging a home is really expensive and time-consuming. Your buyers might have different styling preferences, and it's cost prohibitive to do a different style for each person. So that's where imagery grounding can really help. Somebody likes, let's say, a classical style, you give them a home looking that way. Somebody has kids who want a swing set in front of the house, you can also show what the house might look like in that condition. And people might care about like the vibe of the neighborhood, what it looks like at night if somebody tends to get off work late at night, like software engineers. So you can give people more of a feel of the house without having to shoot all those different kinds of media assets. Advertisers, pretty clear. You can now create lots of different kinds of ads. So all of these were, most of these were created with imagery grounding. We didn't really actually go to Times Square and put our logo on the billboard stuff. We didn't even have to rent a billboard. Same with multimedia. Like you see here's a rendition of a street. Didn't actually have to go and do any post effects beyond just a simple Gemini call. And yeah, wayfinding and logistics, highlighting entrances for delivery drivers, helping clients to up there, I think is a hotel in Seattle. So helping, it's not really obvious from the side street where to get in the hotel, and this can help with getting visitors to the right place. All right, so I've talked a lot about the end result, but how do we get there? So number one is in alignment with Google's AI principles, we practice responsible AI. First, that means we start from a privacy-first baseline to make sure that we preserve and uphold user trust. We make sure to we redact all the people and vehicles from every Street View image before we generate on them. So there are some requirements to this. There's cost. We have to do this in a cost-effective way. Do it in a way that covers any image in the world that you might want to ask for. Today it's US only, so anywhere in the US. Quality, the image after redaction has to be very high quality so that your output image is also high quality. We have a very, very high bar. No hard numbers, but extremely high, driven by evals to show that we are able to redact the vast majority of people and vehicles, and doing this at scale. So what this does is it ensures that if you or someone you know or your car, anything is captured in a Street View image, you are not going to be in the final result. Anything, like all the people here are hallucinations. The people are hallucinations, the location is not. And we have done evals to ensure this is the case. And in addition to that, we also adhere to Google's AI principles, which prioritize aspects such as, but not limited to, social responsibility, safety. Like using their filter, the inbuilt safety filters and some of our own safety filters. And we make sure to attribute all of this so that you know it is generated by AI through SynthID and attributing the source back to Street View. So yeah, this puts now you are center stage. I'd love to hear what your use cases are, what workflows or agentic workflows you want to enable. What can you do now that the world is your canvas? What do you want to do? If you had a magic wand, what else would you build with imagery grounding? We're just getting started. There's a lot that we could do, but we want what we do next to be shaped by you. So come build with us. Drop comments at the QR code. Paul I saw Paul in the audience. Paul the back has a product feedback session later. So please go find him. Find me at lunch. And yeah, looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.